Hey, what's going on? Let me flip this. It's hard to see me. Can you see me now? No. What's going on? Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see me because I'm having a hard time seeing myself. I'm riding in my car. It says double tap to flip it. Okay. All right. So I'm flipped. Can you see me? You can't see me at all. I'm sorry about that. So you might just have to see where I'm driving to. Okay. All right. You just may have to just hear my voice. It's hard to see. It's dark out. Oh, there I am. Hey, what's going on? This is spreadingtruthministry.com. .com. So I'm going to post this on my YouTube, hopefully. But anyway, it's Minister K here. Just wanted to talk about what's been going on with the gospel music lately. Interesting enough, I entitled this particular Periscope, has gospel music gone too far? That's the question. Has gospel music gone too far? And the answer to that question is absolutely. Absolutely. Gospel music has gone too far. And when I mean gospel music has gone too far, if you know anything about the Kirk Franklin, you'll know that that's one of his lines that he said on Stump. He said, "Is the gospel music gone too far?" And the truth of the matter is, the same man that pushed it, hallelujah, when he created Stump, is taking it to another level of extremity by his collaboration with Kanye West. I'm sorry you can't see me. It's completely dark. I'm riding in my car. It's kind of noisy. So let me talk a little bit louder. I just want to do a little scope about the fact that gospel music has gone beyond too far, in my opinion. And it's no longer gospel music, but it's definitely transitioning into something else. If you are a believer, if you are a Christian, if you are somebody that observes the Bible and someone that wants to please the Lord, this should be of some concern to you. Again, this is a scope. I'm a believer. My scopes are most of the time about issues that pertain to believers, but non-believers, one of the things I do like about people that don't believe and people that are non-believers is that they're honest. When they see something, they can smell a fake and a phony and a hypocrite a mile away. And I appreciate that about non-believers. I appreciate that about them, because the truth of the matter is that we need that kind of a discernment in this day and age. Can you see me? Not at all. Can you see let me see. You might have to just see the lights. Okay, let's just see the lights. All right. So we need that kind of discernment, because the truth of the matter is that the watered down discernment that we have as believers, it's just not going to take us to the next stage in this process, which is the end times. We're not going to make it if we continue in this way by allowing certain things to go on and justifying certain behaviors. We are not going to make it. We're going to be deceived. And even Jesus told his disciples in Matthew the 24th chapter, he said, "Be not deceived. Be not deceived." So, let's just start with the music. It's a whole lot of elements that are involved in the deception. But let's talk about music, because music plays such a very important part, not only in worship, but just in our everyday. We're musical beings. We enjoy music. It helps us to cope with things. It helps to, elevate our mind and get us focus on things that we should focus on. It just plays also the element of worship. It helps to enter into worship. It gets us in a good mood. It puts us in certain moods and mind frames, etc. So music plays a very important role, as well as helps us to accept the gospel. And by the way, the gospel is the good news regarding Jesus Christ, about Jesus Christ. That's what the gospel is. And so the gospel has transformed over the years to contemporary gospel, to inspirationals, and etc., which is fine. I don't have a problem with just having a good inspirational. But when people take the good news and they put their own little spin to it and they call it gospel, that's what I have an issue with. So going back to, has gospel music gone too far? Dealing with, more specifically, Mr. Kirk Franklin and his collaboration with Kanye West. Now, I know there might be some people that may be fans with Kanye West, and that's all fine and good. You have every choice, every right to choose who you follow, who you listen to, whose albums you want to purchase or CDs you want to download or whatever the case may be, or whatever, IP or whatever they call it nowadays. You can do whatever you like. But the fact remains is that he has a history of being blasphemous. He has a history of blaspheming God and Christ. I mean, he changed his name to Jesus. We can just go through it all. Looking at his videos, his album covers, it's just saturated with antichrist symbolism and anti-God themes, down to a Bible. What I heard, I don't know if they were fans of his or whether he himself decided to do a version of a Bible that replaces God and put in the book of Jesus, in the book of Kanye. So it's just very, again, blasphemous, very disturbing how, again, someone with this past and someone with this historical reference of things that he's done in time past that we would want as a believer to associate, and not only associate, but to collaborate with this type of individual. Now, if he would have came and said, I repented, and I want to change my ways. I accept Jesus Christ as my personal savior. I deny myself. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm just a man like everybody else, and I fell short of his glory. Okay. And you want to go back to your gospel roots, and you want to give God, an offering of praise, and okay, but I don't see any of that activity. I haven't listened to the album. I don't even know what it's called, but I'm making reference to the collaboration with Kirk Franklin and Kanye West. I don't even know the name of the album or whatever, but it's a gospel collaboration between the two. I know that it was performed on SNL, Saturday Night Live. I think it was this past Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, but it was performed, I guess, the song or whatever that they did together. And then from my knowledge, I just got through listening to a review on YouTube, and they were discussing that the album itself has like cussing in it, as well as, I guess, references of God and Jesus and some what they would call gospel references in it. And that doesn't make any sense. And the Bible even talks about how could, out of the same water proceed bitter and sweet? How could out of the same mouth proceeds blessings and cursings? So, and how can we, again, produce what we call a gospel album with blasphemous, ideologies and verbiage and disrespectful acts, and then say this is to God? He's not going to accept that. We talked about before strange fire. That is strange fire, for real. So I'm just like, whoa, has gospel music gone too far? Absolutely. Gospel music has gone too far. And, that's if you want to call it gospel music, because in the truth, it really is not gospel music at all. It is not. So that's it. We should be concerned as believers as usual. We should keep everybody in prayer as usual. But we have to make decisions such as not associate ourselves with this kind of things, not purchase the album, not download it. If you want to, for me, I haven't had a chance to listen to it, so I would like to at least go through and just kind of check it out to see what's all involved, so that when I talk more about it, I can become a little bit more informed and continue to make my case, which is that gospel music has definitely gone too far. We've pushed the envelope beyond the limit, and God is saying, no, this is not, number one, it's not gospel music, and number two, my people need to separate themselves from this kind of thing, because it's not of him. And then from my knowledge, those that watched the video on SNL, which I did not, but again, based on the video that I saw, the review that I saw, they indicated that he was throwing up his same old, his signs. I don't want to say gang signs, but his Illuminati affiliation symbols. He was throwing them up and everything. And then he was like, making his, shape his body, his arms and stuff in the shape of a cross, and doing the most as per Kanye. Okay. But again, I don't really understand. I just don't understand. Gospel music has definitely gone too far. I'm heading to my location. But gospel music has definitely gone too far. And we, the people of God, don't have to sit here and stand for it. And, it's funny because Kirk Franklin, took a picture with Kanye, and then he began to say, oh, well, let me see if I can see me now that I'm under some light now. He took a picture with Kanye, and then he began to say, I could take a picture with who I want to, and, it's about, you can't see me. I tried. And then he tried to say, oh, well, who are you to judge, and, who I hang around or who I associate myself with, and that's what it's about. It's about, letting your light shine and this, that. But the truth of the matter is that there's definitely more to I don't believe that's what the intent is. Again, most of these people that are in the industry are very knowledgeable about the gospel. They know about it. They may not be, theologians, but they are familiar with this aspect that Jesus came to die. Most of them are familiar with it. When I say most of them, I'm talking about most of them, especially those that make reference to Jesus, because Kanye made reference of Jesus from his first album, which is Jesus Walks. I don't know if that was one of his first singles or one of his actual albums, because I really never followed him. I never really got into his music or nothing like that. So I don't even know if it is his first album or not. But I do know that was one of the singles, or that's one of the songs that became very popular. But he made reference to Jesus in his music, and he gained a lot of popularity as a result. So at least he knows, he's aware of who he is, and so in his music he displays that. So, to say that this is like almost a mission from God, and, I'm talking about Kirk Franklin's objective for making, the collaboration and different things like that. I mean, to me, it's very suspect. I don't necessarily feel that that's what his intention was, other than just him wanting to just, I don't know, become, I guess, more known beyond the gospel community. Maybe he wants to be affiliated with the world. I don't know. Or he wants to become a household name because now he's connected with somebody that's very, very affluent in as an Illuminati puppet. And I hate to say it that way, but it's true. All the gang signs, like I said, all the signs of affiliation that he throws up, statements that he's made in his videos by way of symbology. I mean, all the symbols, stuff. If you really just begin to, I know that he's a very hands-on kind of person. So I believe that every video that he's made, he's had a part in it. And every symbol and all that, even if he didn't know, like before, I believe he's definitely intentional, and he knows and he realizes what he is doing. So I have a hard time believing that he's ignorant about the things that he's doing now when it comes to his music and things, and the meaning behind what he's saying and whatever. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, and sad. What can you say? So, has gospel music gone too far? Absolutely. What shall we do as the people of God? Don't support it. We shouldn't support this type of music.